What is up, gamers? Part 2 of Minecraft on the channel because I want to. I started a new world a while ago, got rid of the old one because I didn't like it. So I'm currently building a house that's modeled after the one I'm currently living in. This is where you walk in. Here's where you go up. It's the kitchen, laundry room, office that goes into another back room, eventually a porch back there. Little hallway, this goes to the back room. That's the bathroom there, bedroom 1. My personal bedroom, so I'm actually playing Minecraft right here and in relation to the real world. And then you go back here, and there's my buddy Liam's room. And I'm working on a farm as well. I also have a farm, or not like a plant farm, but an animal farm, just like the book. Currently working on chickens. A few strays have gotten in here against my will. And then I've got cows over here that I'm still working on. I think it's a baby, so I can't quite make them grow yet. And then over here, I believe I was working on the pig farm, but I don't have any carrots, so I can't lure them in. I don't know, maybe we'll just work on building the house. I'm pretty sure I got a lot of wood at some point. And I don't know if the house should actually be made out of wood. In real life, the house is made out of brick and plaster. This is I'm working on, diamond armor. Eventually I'm gonna get level 30 diamond enchanted armor and a sword and bow, and I'll go to the nether with that. But until then, that's all I've got right now. Let's go ahead and grab this wood and we'll just start building up. It's a pretty petite house that I live in, so it's not gonna be like an enormous skyscraper. Almost kind of want to like step out of the room that I'm sitting in right now and look at the house for reference, like take some videos. But I'm also trying to do this just from memory, having lived here for coming up on half a year at this point, which is kind of whack. I don't feel like it went by that fast. I've certainly played a lot of games, but I haven't played a lot of Minecraft in those 6 months. I've been working a lot. I was at
the bank
today doing bank stuff, which is always a treat. I closed my business checking account because Off the Walter was actually a business. It was Off the Walter Media Productions LLC. I was getting taxed way too heavily and I was losing so much money and not bringing enough in to justify having a business anymore. And so I'm working on dissolving the actual LLC right now. Now I know what it's like to be a business owner, especially at 19, which is a bit young to be a business owner. And, I say business owner kind of like, just to be able to say that I could say it. Like, yeah, I'm a business owner at 19. And then it's like, oh, wow, he's a real go-getter. But also, I lost all of my savings in the process of this because I had to report all of my income for 2018 that I made through Off the Walter. When I reported that, they're like, all right, now you owe this much in taxes. And I said, oh, okay, that's going to take all of the money I've ever saved up, and I couldn't not do it, and so I had to pay it, and now I'm sort of almost starting fresh. And whatever money was still left in the business account, I decided to open up a credit account with them and start building my credit at a young age. And that required a minimum collateral deposit, and if you pay all your, credit on time, eventually you get the collateral back. I've taken classes in court. Shoot! Don't you ever interrupt me while I'm talking money again. I've taken some courses on how to manage credit, and basically I had to treat it exactly like a debit card. I still should have the same mentality of not spending money that I don't have. So if I can't afford something, I'm not going to use that credit card to buy it anyway, because then I'll be in debt, and then interest, and la 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 la. Instead, I'm just going to use the card basically like how I use my debit card, which is buy groceries, buy gas, and then at the end of the month, I pay it all off with the money that I actually do have, rather than just spending willy-nilly. It's literally just one extra step, and I'll start building my credit. By the time I'm old enough where credit score actually matters, like rent a car, buy a house, buy a car, I'll have a pretty darn good score, I'm hoping. But yeah, certainly have done a lot of growing up since moving out last September. I'd say it's pretty chill just because that's what I normally say things are. The fact of the matter, the truth is, it's pretty stressful. Like high key, which is a term that I don't use often, but I feel like accurately represents the situation, especially with moving out and registering a business at the same time. I think I brought on a lot of stress that I didn't need, especially using QuickBooks to pay myself, because if you want to pay yourself through, whatever your business, it has to be taxed income, and all the income I was making was untaxed, which is why I registered it, so, I wouldn't get audited or whatever. Let's say like a client pays me through PayPal, okay? And then that money, instead of going to my personal checking account untaxed, would then go to the business checking account, which I closed today. I would then take the money out of that business checking account, run it through QuickBooks, and then pay the taxes out of there. Then whatever's left, like the net income, that goes into my personal checking account. Honestly, I'm bringing in hardly anything right now. I maybe have 1 or 2 reoccurring clients through Off the Walter. It's not justifiable to keep running this. And that's sort of what the guy at the bank recommended I do as well, because it's unnecessary. And I'm sort of glad that I'm doing this now. Like, I'm glad that I'm dissolving it so I can finally start like not paying so much to the IRS. So not only do I get taxed as an employee, because throughout the Walter, I was my own employee, is how QuickBooks made it set it up. I had to pay taxes as the employee and the employer. So when I gave myself payroll, when I ran payroll on myself through QuickBooks, it would also then tax me even more for running payroll. So the money that I made through payroll, I would then have to use a substantial amount to then pay off some federal, state taxes or whatever on just running payroll. So I get even less out of that, out of the money that I'm just trying to use to pay my dang car insurance. So yeah, hopefully now that I've begun this process, I can just pay my bills and make money like a regular person instead of introducing all these unnecessary and stressful steps into my life. Speaking of unnecessary stress, let's go ahead and sleep so we can avoid the mobs of the night. You know, growing up, my parents kept the financial information under relatively tight wraps, and I get why they do that. And I was always like, but Mom, Dad, why is the money like this? Why is it like that? I always wanted to know what was going on with the finances. They wouldn't tell me because they're like, a kid doesn't need to worry about finances. And I get that. Most kids don't. But also, like, I think it's good that they understand what is even going on. And I wasn't really sure what was going on for most of the time. I don't really mind telling you guys all this stuff. You know, I'm learning from it. Maybe y'all can heed some of my advice if you're like, I don't know, a photographer. And you're thinking, maybe I should make my photography business into a real business. Don't. Unless you're making like thousands every month, don't. That's my official advice to you. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. Get a real job, as they would say. Even though it would be a real job if you registered it. But it's also incredibly stressful and you lose so much money, and it's pretty much no real gain is happening. Well, it's really starting to kind of feel like the house I'm in. Like just walking through that door. It's kind of trippy. Wait, that's not how my room is. This is flat. This is like right there. This needs to be extended out. There we go. That's more like my room. It's actually more like that, because there's a little like lip you have to go through. I probably mentioned last playthrough that I spend a lot of time on Discord servers talking to strangers. Once I talk with them for a little bit and they know me as a person rather than just as a stranger, I'll then bust out my roommate's 12-string acoustic guitar, an Alvarez, and play them little ditties about their lives, so that way I make it about them. I try and play guitar when I can. It's just I'm kind of running out of songs to play. Like, I know there's a lot of music out there, but I haven't really found any new music that I've really gotten into. I've been listening to a lot more 70s rock. My main genre of music is 80s pop and 70s rock. There's a lot of good material there, for sure, but I can only play Hotel California so much. And I actually made a video of me climbing Stone Mountain with a guitar and playing Hotel California on the top, but I don't think I'm gonna release it because the microphone I was wearing glitched out, sort of like what happened in the Cheese video, and it's like a constant buzzing that you can't get rid of. I haven't posted in a while, and I keep getting people telling me, Walter, when you gonna post another video? And I always reply with, I don't know. And so I thought, alright, hopefully this will sate you. This will sate your appetite for Off the Walter content. Also, when I was at the bank today, the teller, Rodney was his name, I gave him a business card, and we were talking about, you know, the services I can offer through Off the Walter, and we got into the topic of me digitizing old VHS tapes. I told him about the end of the year on VHS 2 video, and he took out his phone and he just started watching my channel in front of me, which happens every now and then. It used to happen a lot more when I was in school, but it was just a neat little moment where this bank teller who was helping me set up a credit account started watching my YouTube channel, and he said he was going to finish the video on his lunch break, and then that he was going to show my channel to his son, and he's like, oh, guess what, son, I met a YouTuber today. Yeah, his name is Off the Walter. And so if you ever watch my channel and your dad's name is Rodney and he works at a bank, hi, his son, it's me, Walter. Your dad helped me a lot. He had really good customer service. I've been taking this filmmaking class in downtown Atlanta. It's not through any university or college. It's sort of just done by these like two dudes. I guess they just like filmmaking, and it's mostly just like other high school students who are in it, and then one relatively older guy. And so I'm like 2 or 3 years older than the majority of them, so we can sort of relate to each other in class, but most of the time I sort of keep to myself because the humor that I want to talk about or joke about, their little innocent minds aren't quite ready for. You know, I want to do my goofy voices, I want to make the weird flippin' jokes, but I've tested the waters in that class, and most of the time I just get really weird glances, like they're not entirely sure why I just said what I said. And so I leave it at that, and I just let them do their thing, and I need to harvest this wheat pretty dang soon. It's looking real good. I'll go ahead and chop down some more trees, and by the time I finish off this roof, I'll go ahead and just harvest that wheat. I can hear a skeleton up here that I think survived the sun, and he wants to get me. Yeah, this fool right here. Get out of here. This guy wants to trade. He only wants emeralds, though. So, dude, gonna have to slay you because I don't like your guts. Okay, let's go ahead and finish off this roof here. I really should get some sort of ladder. Ladder, I barely know her. All right. Okay, Walter, calm down. I don't need to make those jokes this early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Well, it is 4:36 p.m., so maybe it's okay I'm making I barely know her jokes already. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and harvest that stuff there. All that wheat. I'm gonna get my seeds, get my hoe. Definitely make some more torches if I have the coal, which I do. So let's go and just get a stack exactly. I don't like to go over a stack personally. Do I have my hoe in here? My hoe is right here. Thank you, hoe. You're welcome, Walter. Alright, let's go through the line. We got seeds galore, baby. We're never gonna run out of seeds because I'm the Seed King. See? That's me. I'm the Seed King. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it here. I hope you had a good time listening to what's going on in my life, and I'll see y'all around.